Good morning. Can you hear me now? Can you confirm you can hear me now? I don't know. This is like the technology. It always gets me. So, good morning. No sound here either. Is there still no sound, or have we got sound now? Let me just move this over a little bit. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Good morning. I'm gonna say good morning until you let me know that you can hear me. Just tell me that you hear me. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Sharon, Rachel, David. Good morning. Rachel just said no sound. Have we still got no sound? Good morning, Phoenix Creations. Kim, good morning from a bright Birmingham, she says. Joy, good morning. Kim, good morning. Yes, sound, Rachel, very good, thank you, that's better. David said, I usually like double mute myself sometimes when I'm online and all sorts of things, but never mind. Okay, we got sound now, we can get going. So this morning we are going to be working with an old favorite henna. Now and I got them all lined up here. I'm going to show you them just in a second down on the mat, and I'm going to show you on the website as well. I need to tell you about the great offer we're starting today, which I'll get to you just in a second. Now, as I've been sort of redesigning some of these older kits and not just coming up with new colorways, what I have been doing is like trying to come up with a new way to work with that kit. So with the henna, and I'm just going to show you the single version of this one as well. So you can make three single bracelets with this one in the kit, and it comes with 3 different clasps. However, what I have been working on is to turn the 3 into 1 triple, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And there's so many different ways you can do it, and if you buy more than 1 kit, then you can kind of do the color blending even more, which I love so much, to kind of go from one color and ombre it up and then ombre it back down. It's just a really great way to, I love color, I love all sorts of colors to work with. And I used to have, I usually go for blues and turquoise and aquas, and they used to be my favorites, but now I kind of like all sorts of colors, because a little bit of orange, a little bit of red, it's always like can sparkle up things. I love olives now and all sorts of other colors. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Pause 271. That's a great name. Good, Lucy, good morning. Can't see you on Facebook again. I don't know what's happening. Let's have a look. What's happening, Lucy? Leanne, can you have a look? It always happens to me, isn't it? Let me just pop into the let me just pop into here and see on the system as well on my end if there is something on towards. Always happens on my lap. Bear with me 1 second.
You're on the back end of where I can see you.
Right. Let's have a look. I'm going to turn you down on the table so you can look at these beautiful bracelets until we have a look at this. There we go. So we've got all these beautiful colorways. Now we have got brand new SuperDuos. We got 30 different colors in, so very nice, because they got like slightly similar colors but like different shades. I think it's really nice to like, I love this one as well, to sort of ombre them and put all sorts of things together. Right, I can see myself there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Not sure why. I am not sure why is Facebook not working again. Maybe they had an update again. Silver and blue. What was he saying? This is the 2nd time now it's happening, and I have restarted the computer. I've done the whole thing what I always do. I clicked on the right thing, so there is no reason why we shouldn't be on Facebook. Maybe after this live I'll relink it back up, But I'm gonna get going because I've got so much to show you today that perhaps we just have to share the video out on Facebook later on. This is why it's important to kind of like follow the channel on YouTube as well, and like and subscribe. And as well, when you turn the notifications on for YouTube, just sort of on the bell icon, you can click on it, and then you can decide if you want a notification for everything or some things or nothing. So if you choose a notification for everything, then you're going to get notification for YouTube every single time when we go live. Facebook can be temperamental. Maybe it's having a bad day today. Facebook is having a bad day. Right, okay, so let's get going. Phoenix Creation says they are stunning. I have saved a lot with the colors to put with the instructions got the last time. Right, silver and blue. I love the view of the colors. So, okay, brilliant. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to click on the right here. I'm going to pop you over to the website, and I'm going to show you our options today. And I'm going to tell you but I'm going to tell you the offer, what we're going to be doing. So off we go to the website. So by now, you know the drill. You're going to have to go to TotallyBeads.co.uk. You're either going to click on video tutorials right at the top here, or you're going to go into categories and get into video tutorials from there. Now, from the video tutorials, we have got 3 years worth of video tutorials there, like all sorts of different techniques, from stitching to wire work to stringing to like name it. We got all of it. So please do have a look, scroll down, and you can have a look all the different ways. You can look up previous tutorials, and even if you go any previous tutorials, the not along the video is going to be here, and you can play the video on the website, but all the kits underneath it's going to be there if you are fancy another colorway, or if you missed that and you want to get one. Right, okay, so I'm going to go into today's, which is the henna. Coming back now, we got 10 beautiful colors, all blended together using 3 different, each colorway is using 3 different colors of SuperDuo, using a bag of seed beads, and you get toggle clasp. 3 toggle clasps come standard with the kit. Now, if you want to make the triple version, the instructions comes with a single version. In the video today, I'm going to show you how to do the triple version, which is very, very easy. The turnarounds are kind of like the same, so you will be able to follow it from the video. However, what you're going to need if you do the triple version is a 3 loop sliding clasp. So do check this one out at the bottom. If you want printing instructions, you can check that as well. And if you need needle and thread to add it to the kit, because standardly it comes with the 3 toggle clasp. Okay, so I'm gonna step back from this, and I'm gonna show you all the different colors. We got amethyst poppy, ash gold, cranberry topaz. We got evening sapphire, but I'll show you them in the screen just in real just in a second. Forest still, gunmetal blue. We got metallic hazel blue. We got pearl mauve. We got sweet merlot, and finally violet tanzanite. Okay, so Lucy have been sharing. They shared the link in there for us. Thank you very much. That's for the page on TotallyBeads website. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my mat, and I'm going to show you the colors one by one. Right, I'm going to take these off here, and I can show you more close up then. Camille saying, morning Kitty, never thought I lost everybody. I'm not really sure what's happening. And actually, Lucy, can you please share the link? Because you can share the link while we live in the TotallyBeads page. So I can, so people can join us from there as well. Because I really don't know what's happening with Facebook. Right, okay. The very first one is, oh, it's not the sapphire one. The amethyst poppy is the very, very first one. So here we got amethyst seed beads, and we got these beautiful rusty colors, a bit autumny colors, I guess. And we are going into the spring, but I think it's really nice because like if you more look at an earthy color, I think people are either earthy color or sky color. So earthy colors are more of like the reds, the browns, the greens. Sky colors is more like the pinks, the purples, the blues. It will go really very well with anything you have in your wardrobe. And because there are 3 different colors in each one of the kits, the great thing about it is you can wear it with any one of those colors if you got anything to go with it. Next one is the ash gold. I love this one. I lately have been using, and I'm sorry, I got a plaster on the finger. I'm gonna use this end. I lately have been using quite a lot of sort of browns and these dusty silvery colors, because again, these are goes with everything. Next one is the cranberry topaz. This one is again your warm colors, and the seed beads are like sort of a browny topazy colors, but because we got the reds and the browns with the SuperDuos, it's a really vibrant version of, like, if you put the amethyst poppy next to this. Just one sec. If I put the amethyst poppy next to it, you can see the difference. Then the amethyst poppy is more sort of red, and there's a hint of sort of purple in there, and this one is more like a sunshiny color. That's how the best way I can describe it, is like more vibrant in a way. So okay, going on, next one is the evening sapphire, which is this one. You know, I love my blues. Beautiful color, goes with all sorts of like jeans and all sorts of colors like that. Next one is the pearl mauve, which is this beautiful pink, and this is the one I did the triple one as a sample, so I'll show you in another color how to do the triple one. Very easy technique, and sometimes it's just nice to wear something like a wider cuff bracelet. Okay, next one is the forest teal, which is this one right here. Again, I love my teal colors. Now here we got a bit of olive in with the teal as well, so we will be go with tops if you got like an olivey color tops as well. Next one is the gunmetal blues. So we got blues, grays and silvers in this one. Again, I love mixing blues with some of the colors, and I love mixing purples as well. Next one is a metallic hazel blue. Now here I added a brownie color in there because I think it just really brightens up the sort of the coolness of the blue in there. Next one is the sweet merlot, which is this beautiful rose gold seed beads, and we got like sort of reds and burgundies in there. Sometimes it doesn't come across the best on the screen, but I hope the color graph, this is a beautiful color, very rich again. And last but not least, we got the violet tanzanite. Now let me know which one was your favorite color if you can remember the names, and I will demo with that one absolutely. Lucy's saying Facebook isn't working. Sheila is saying morning kitchen, everyone. Harry Crumb's getting onto Facebook. I don't know what's happened. Which one was your color, Camille? Let me know. Good. Lucy's saying colors are so nice. Nice. Good morning, Sharon. Nice to see you here. Right. Okay. So combination of bright summery colors and autumn ones, but the colors are fantastic. Thank you so much. I do like. I virtually sit there for hours on ends, choosing my colors and just kind of like sort of playing with them. But I'm just gonna pick these four up, like this sort of more of a coolie bluey tones, and if you get more than one kit, then you can mix and match them together. Right. Okay, so the offer we're going to be doing today, and this offer is going to be on until Sunday. So this is in line with our anniversary is coming up, obviously tomorrow. I'm going to demo with the blue. If you're not going to tell me which one to color with, because I do really love this blue color. So we've been doing live for the last 3 years now. The date is going to be tomorrow, but there's no live on Thursday. So we thought we're going to start early, and we're going to start it today. So what we have in line for you this year is we haven't kind of put together packs this year, because we just got so many new stuff on the website, and I just want you to try new stuff, and I want you to be able to choose what you want to try and what you want to play with. So what we have done, I got a discount code for you, which is MAR23, so MAR23. If you pop that in your checkout box, if you spend £50, you're gonna get 25% off or everything across the website. Obviously discounted items are excluded, but and you can put as many orders in as you want. If you want to have one order, then you have one. If you want to have 10, you can have 10. It's really up to you. Okay, so what are we doing? Metallic hazel blue. So that was this one, wasn't it? That was the metallic hazel blue. cranberry, summer orangey one, gunmetal blue, pink. You're all saying different ones. David calls cranberry. Wow, how is 3 years already? Time goes by so absolutely. Time just flies by. I think we got a couple of blues and a couple of cranberries. So I needed somebody to tell me, do we want blue or do we want cranberry to demo it? I'm gonna start to get the blues out just in case if you want the blue, or please say blue. Who we're saying next, commenting like just please say blue so I can demo with the blue, because I love blue. Blue is my absolute favorite color. Lucy, pop the code in there. March 23 is the code we have to pop in at the checkout. And Jessica's saying teal. That's a new one. We got 2 for the blue, 2 for cranberry, and 1 for probably all the other ones. March 23 is the code. Spend £50 to get 25% off your order. It's a site-wise discount. Blue, Sheila saying thank you. Thank you so much, Sheila, and thank you so much, Rachel. I'm going to demo with the blue. I kind of feel like I was sort of driving here. Everybody's saying blue. It was driven here because I really wanted to do the blue. I want to do a triple one in the blue, but I'm gonna show you. And Judy's saying cranberry. Thank you. I'm gonna show you how to do the single one first, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the triple one. Very same steps. It's just the triple one you do it a little bit wider, and you kind of like start a little bit differently. So you can either start adding the clasp, or you can add the clasp on at the end. So I'm just pouring all of my SuperDuos out. Now I'm gonna, you can't see it, they're sort of slightly off the screen, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more, but you're gonna need all 3 of your SuperDuos. Now what I suggest to do is to, I'm gonna have to move this over. So what I suggest to do, because we got 3 different shades here, so I got sort of, that's the medium blue, and I got a lighter blue, and I got a darker blue. So when I add this onto my mat, when I start anything, a project like this, when it's got multiple colors. Now if, and I'm just going to move the seed bits to the side, so if one of those colors goes in there, you're not really going to see it that much, and it's going to kind of like disappear. I know it's there because it just popped there. So when I'm working with shading, I often organize my mat that I put the darkest color in between 2 colors, and that just makes sure that I don't get my colors mixed up, because now if the dark goes into that light one, I can see it that that's a darker one very easily, and I'm not going to be picking it up. And if it goes the other way as well, then we're going to see it. So I often, and I'm going to pull them to the side now so I can demo for you. I often put the darkest color in the middle and the 2 lighter on either side, so I don't get any spillages in with each other. Right, I'm zooming in a little bit more, and I'm going to get started. I'm going to thread my needle, and we're going to get started on making the bracelet. Right, so I'm going to start with the SuperDuos here. I'm going to treat myself to a new needle, and you're going to start by picking up 2 SuperDuos. Now you can either you could mix up and just do all sorts of different mixes, or because you are making 3 bracelets, you could do a single color all the way through as well, if that's what you want to do, and then you end up with 3 different color bracelets, or you can mix them up as well. So the shading, you can either start with sort of color 1, color 2, color 3, color 1, color 2, color 3, and do that all the way down. Or the other thing what you can do is to do color 1, color 2, color 3, then color 2, color 1, and sort of go backwards and forwards to the colors. There is so many different ways. Or you could have one side could be one color and the other side could be another color as well. So many different ways you could do your, or you could have like 3 SuperDuos, 1 color, 3 SuperDuos, another color, another 3 SuperDuos, another color, or 5, or as many SuperDuos as you want. But you could do all sorts of different color variations. I'll leave that up to you to have a little play with that one. So we're going to start by picking up 2 SuperDuos. Now when I work with SuperDuos, what I like to do, I kind of like pull them on my mat, and I look them from above, because not many, but maybe, no, I haven't got any here, but maybe 1 in 100 you get one where is, I'm trying to find one where is the hole blocked, and I might not be able to find one. if you come across one as we're making the bracelet, I'll let you know. I'll show it to you, because sometimes what can happen is 1 in 100 you got one, then there's one hole blocked. So I kind of like to look at it from above, and if I can see through both holes, then I'm picking them up. So I kind of always moving them about to see. It's not just with SuperDuos, any 2-hole beads, because it's so annoying when you have to go back and take it off, and then because you can't go to the other hole. Sometimes when you have got a hole blocked, and I'm desperately looking for one there, but I can't see, what happens is just a little bit of debris in the hole, so you can poke the hole through and it will come undone, but sometimes you unfortunately have to take the SuperDuo off. Right, so 2 SuperDuos and 2 seed beads we're going to start with. Now I'm going to call this color 1. It doesn't really matter which color is which. You start with a color and you're going to work through. Now taking this all the way down, I'm going to come back on the second SuperDuo on the free hole, which I haven't been through. Hang on, there we go, just hold on it nicely. So I'm coming back towards my tail, and I'm going to pull it tight. So I trapped 2 seed beads just there. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up 2 SuperDuos, but this time I'm going to pick up my color 2. And I'm going to go through the free hole on the very first SuperDuo. And I kind of like turn this as I go along. So, because I always like to stitch away from myself. So I'm just kind of like turning my beadwork, but I'm still holding on to it. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come back through the free hole of the last SuperDuo I have just added. And I'm going to pull this up nice and tight. Now it's very easy, and I'm just going to pull this up. It's very easy to have an uneven tension here, because you're only working with 2 seed beads and 2 SuperDuos at a time. So what I like to do is to tighten it up before I add the SuperDuos, the next lot of SuperDuos in. So all you need to do is to just grab hold of the seed beads on the side, pull on the seed beads, which will tighten the 2 SuperDuos together. I'm going to hold the SuperDuos between either my index finger or my thumb and pull my thread tight. So then my seed beads tighten up and the SuperDuos tighten up beforehand as well. So I'm going to pick up 2 SuperDuos of color 3, and I'm going to cross over and go through the other one from row 2. Then I'm turning my beadwork, picking up 2 SuperDuos, coming back through the one I just added, again making sure it's nice and tight. And now I'm back to color 1, so I'm going to pick up 2 color 1s, and that's all you're doing all the way down. Very, very easy pattern. And I'm going to turn, pick up 2 seed bead. Now at the end we're going to run down on the side, and we're going to add in missing seed beads. So if your tension is a little bit loose, do not worry too much, because we're going to be coming back and we're going to be tidying it, and we are going to be making it nice. Who said coffee? Camille. Coffee, thank you. Sorry, I haven't looked at the comments. Sometimes I get so like engrossed with the beading, they forgot to look at the comments. Bless you. Right, okay, so thank you so much. Now color 3 and so on. This is how you do a single row version. Now I'm going to go and grab a separate thread, and I'm going to show you how to do the triple row version, which is going to be very similar to this, but we're going to be working with triple the amount and seed beads on the end. Just pulling it tight. I'm just gonna maybe add a few more rows, so then we can come back and I can show you how to add the end on this, and I will show you how to add the end on the triple row as well, because you got plenty of time, even though we have the mishap right at the beginning. There we go. I'm gonna let the tail end go now, because I got sort of an inch or so to hold on to here, and I can hold on to nice and tightly. Now if you make a mistake and you don't quite pick up the pattern as you go along, then it doesn't really matter, because the colors are really nicely blend together. And don't forget, we got 25% off on the website if you spend £50, and that's across the whole site. So anything you buy until Sunday, I think it's on Sunday night, I'm not sure what time, you will have that discount on. So if you buy the kits today, you will have 25% off on them as well. Right, so can you see like how quickly this is building up? And we're just doing one single row here, but I reckon if you if you sit down, you can make a bracelet in half an hour in this way. And if you have got SuperDuos left over from previous projects, the other thing what you can do is just to make like a SuperDuo soup, as we say, like a seed bead soup, mixing all sorts of seed beads together. You can do the same thing with SuperDuos as well, and then you can use them in this manner, just in one bracelet. They have to be colors that go together, of course, or have to be, you can be a total mix as well. Right, I'm getting a knot on my thread. Let me just pull this up nice and tight. I'm going to pull on the seed beads to tightening up my row before and the row I was working on, and then pull on my tail end. Right, I'm going to add the 2 seed beads in and put it to the side, because I got a couple of inches here now, and I'm going to show you how to do the 3-row version. Sheila Singh, she did a similar one in olive. I love olive green. Right, grabbing another piece of thread. Now with the triple version, there is nothing different to how you're gonna kind of operate each row. However, it's how you're gonna start. And again, with the triple version, you could do like, you could mix the colors in so many different ways. So here in the sample I have got for the pink one, I mix the colors so they are like each row is the same color, but equally we could have like a darker, lighter, light in the middle to lighter and darker on the side. So there's so many different ways you can have the kind of like the stripes not going this way, but the stripe could go that way. Shall I do the stripe this way on this one while I'm making, so you can see how does that gonna look like. So I'm gonna put the darkest one in the middle and the lightest one on the side on this one, so we can I think it doesn't really matter either way. But how I'm going to start with that one, so if I do sort of light, medium, dark, dark, medium, light on my bracelet, so we're gonna pick them up by 2s with 2 seed beads in between to start with. So I'm gonna have to pick up a light, then I'm gonna pick up a medium, then I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads, then I'm going to pick up 2 dark ones, then I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, then I'm going to pick up a medium, and then I'm going to pick up a light, and I'm going to take this down. So this will be my starting point, my starting row for my bracelet. Let me just move this over a little bit because it's so far to that side. My camera and my hands just keep wandering to the left. So this is kind of the row 1. I'm going to wrap the end around my finger so I can suspend it here. So I'm going to turn back, and I'm going to do the same thing what I did in previous, in a single version one. So I'm going to come back on the free hole on the very last SuperDuo there. I'm going to pull this nice and tight. And now I'm going to pick up 2 SuperDuos. So because I want the stripe going long ways, I'm going to pick up a light, and then I'm going to pick up a medium color and go through the second SuperDuo going backwards on my unit here. So this is very similar to what we did in the single row one. However, now what we're going to do straight away, we're going to go through one of the middle SuperDuos, the next SuperDuo from our row before. There we go. I'm going to pull that nice and tight. Now I'm going to pick up 2 dark color ones, and I'm going to go through the other half of this dark one in the middle, and at the same time I'm gonna go through the next one on my thread there. I'm gonna pull this nice and tight. Can you see like how is the order starting to build together? And then I'm gonna pick up a medium color and a light color to the very end, and I'm gonna go add on the very last SuperDuo there, and I'm gonna turn the whole thing around. I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads, and I'm gonna come back on that very last SuperDuo, and I'm gonna repeat my row. So I'm gonna pick up a light one and a medium one and come through the next 2 SuperDuos. Then I'm gonna pick up 2 dark one, 1, 2, come through the next 2 SuperDuos, and I'm going to pick up a medium and then a light one and go out on the very last one. I'm going to turn around, pick up 2 seed beads, 1, 2, and come through the very side one. And I'm going to repeat these steps all the way along. Phoenix Creations asking, how is the thread on the loops of the side clasp with the movement, and where does it wear the thread? I've used French wire on the Superlon thread before, but curious what you think. So Superlon is really strong. Like I'm not going to say never, but I very rarely have a problem with it. But what I do, I kind of like to reinforce it and go back and add on it, add sort of go through the loops 2 or 3 times to really strengthen the connection. You can add French wire, which is also called GIMP, underneath the thread, so it's kind of like acting a barrier between the thread and the loop on the clasp, but that's again can wear off just as much, and it can wear, then the thread can wear off the bottom of the GIMP where it's sort of rubbing against the GIMP itself. I think everything has got sort of a shelf life in life, and things what you make as well, like, you know, if you if you wear it once a week for the next 10 years, it's not going to break. But if you wear it every single day, and then you wear it in the shower, and you wear it washing up, and you wear it I don't know, doing gardening and all sorts of activities, they're going to be a greater stress on the threads or any material you use. Even tiger tail can you know, erode over a long period of time. I think it's more about caring, like, so and we're all guilty of it. I'm so guilty of it as well. When I wear like a beaded ring, I not always remove my ring when I wash my hands, and I should, so I don't get the thread wet constantly. But just go through a couple of extra times at the end of your clasp, so you can have a nice and strong finish. So I'm gonna go backwards and forwards, and just got a little knot again. Let's just pull this back. So again, if this happens that your previous row comes loose, which has just happened here, I'm gonna go and grab those 2 seed beads, pull on the 2 seed beads, which will tighten up the row before, and then I'm gonna pull on the row I'm working on. So I can go ahead and keep on adding and adding and adding. And you're going to go backwards and forwards, or you can turn your bracelet all the way down, adding as many rows as you need for your desired length there. So I'm just doing the very last one, and then I'm ready to turn around once again. Now, adding clasps obviously will be different for the single version, and it will be different for this triple version as well. We could kind of taper the end down for the triple version and work it into a point and still add a clasp on there, like a toggle clasp on there. But when I'm making wider bracelet, I personally prefer the clasp to be wider as well. It doesn't have to be as wide as the bracelet, it can be a little bit skinnier, but I just think it's just like a better fit for the bracelet itself. It's if the size matches, if the clasp matches the bracelet width. So I'm gonna add 2 seed beads. And actually I can add, because we're working from one way to another with this bracelet, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a needle on this side, and I'm going to add the clasp on this side for you, just to show you how to do. But I'm going to show you the single version, and then I'll show you the triple version as well. Good morning, Margaret. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop this to the side, and I'm going to get the single version back. And Leanne, can you pass me the toggle clasp from the table over there, because I forgot to bring them over here. So adding the toggle clasp on the end. Now, if you have to lengthen your bracelet, and you know, maybe you can add a couple of SuperDuos here or there, I kind of like to add just sort of a little decoration at the end, and that kind of decoration has got a purpose as well, because this end has to turn to be able to go through the loop itself. And if we are using quite a smallish toggle here, I wouldn't be able to pull the whole bracelet through the toggle, so it would kind of like stop at the end. And if I didn't add this tiny bit of extension here or then, and it doesn't have to be a SuperDuo in there, you can just do like maybe seed beads if you want to, it would be harder to open and close the clasp. So sometimes these little decoration bits at the end have got a purpose there for us. So as I'm coming out of this bead here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a clasp. As I'm coming out of this last SuperDuo here, I kind of need to create a point on here to be able to go to the end. So I'm going to just pick up a single SuperDuo, and I'm going to pick up what would be the next color in my pattern, and I go through the SuperDuo on the other side. So I kind of just filling that gap, not with two, but one SuperDuo here. Let me just pull this nice and tight. So now we have got a pointy end to our SuperDuo. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to come through, back through that SuperDuo I just added on there. So kind of getting to the end. And from here, I'm going to pick up, because I want to add that little extension in, I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads. I'm going to pick up a SuperDuo. I'm going to pick up another 2 seed beads. I'm going to take these down. And I'm going to come back on the free hole on that SuperDuo I just added. Just like that, and make sure you pull this right down on the top of the bracelet there. And from here, I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go through a loop on the clasp, and I'm going to pick up another 2 seed beads. I'm going to take these down, and I'm going to come through this middle seed beads. I'm going back towards my bracelet there. So I'm trapping that clasp at the end. Make sure this is nice and tight. I'm going to pick up a further 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come through the closest hole on my SuperDuo to my clasp. However, this side has already got seed beads on there, so I'm going to make sure I'm coming from the other side, so kind of equal it and balance it out. So now I got the thread path to both sides of that SuperDuo with seed beads on there. I'm going to pick up another 2 seed beads, no SuperDuos, and I'm going to come back through the SuperDuo itself. And finally, I'm picking up another 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come through the very last SuperDuo here. So this side is already connected, but this side is not. So I'm going to come through this side here. So again, it's going to turn around and it's going to centralize itself. Come on. I got caught with the seed beads. So I got a nice little unit there. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to run up to the clasp. So I'm going to run up on one side of the seed beads here. I'm not crossing over in the SuperDuo there. I'm just going to run up all the way one side. So I'm kind of like centralizing and sewing those beads together into that middle one, into the sides, through the loop of the clasp, then on the other side, there we go, and then into that shared middle one, and then down on this side. So kind of been through the loop now twice. If you want to, you can cross over and go back up to make it stronger. I'm gonna come down and show you the next step. So once you added your clasp, what you're gonna do, you're gonna fill in the seed beads on the side of your bracelets. You could leave your bracelet just like that with sort of seed beads on the side. However, I quite like when we go back and add the missing seed beads in, so we just kind of like frame our beadwork there. So as I'm coming out, one more seed beads I need to go to. As I'm coming out of this seed bead here, I'm gonna add the seed beads in between every single section there. Now, what I find that sometimes seed beads are not exactly the same size. So what I mean, sometimes silver lines can be a little bit fatter, or some opaque ones can be a little bit thinner, and then you can buckle your bracelet. So if you are kind of not just a beginner and not that experienced, then go ahead and add 3 seed beads in every single sort of space and all the way down, and then add the clasp on the other side, and they come back, adding the 3 seed beads on the other side. However, please kind of like use a looser tension, because if you pull your bracelet one side more than you pull it on the other side, then what will happen, your bracelet is gonna buckle. If you're a more experienced beader, what you can actually do, as you go down and you're holding your bracelet in your hand, you kind of can feel when you have sort of an abundance of beads, which is like just there after the 3 sections. So you could every so often, maybe every 3rd or 4th or 5th go, depending on how big of your seed beads, instead of 3, just pick up 2. So kind of that helps you to keep your sides a little bit straighter. And then I'm going to go back and add 3, but this is really done by eye, so there is no right or wrong here, because it depending on the size of your seed beads you have. Just pulling the end because it's come undone a bit. So once you run down on one side, add the clasp on the other side. I'm not going to add this because it will be a very small, very small bracelet. And obviously when we get up to this side, that's when we're going to add those 3 seed beads in at the end. Actually, what I can do is I can cross over and then come back up to show you. So I'm just gonna go through this SuperDuo here, this SuperDuo, and then I can cross up. I'm just gonna pick up a couple of seed beads to get into this here, and once again I'm gonna do the 3 seed. Doesn't even when you change down to 2 seed beads, it doesn't even have to be in the same location as was on one side. It's just when you kind of see your bracelet is a little bit buckling or pulling to one side, or maybe the seed beads are bulging out. But if you are, this is the first thing you're going to be making, then do not worry. Just add 3 seed beads in all the way down, oops, and all the way up, and just keep a looser tension. You can always pull it tighter afterwards, and I'm adding the very last 3 in here and going up towards my clasp. And I would go through the clasp and through the loop one more time. So that will be the 3rd time we threw that loop to make it really nice and strong, and we get a nice and straight bracelet there. So for the 3 version, if you wanted to do add the clasp on that one, I'll show you how I did it. Again, there is plenty of different ways to do it. What I did here, I turned the SuperDuo. I have added 2 seed beads on the top. You don't have to add the seed beads on the top. You can just have the SuperDuo or add seed beads in between. I just thought I'd do something different to hide the loop on the clasp. Now for the triple version, and let me just get the single version out of the way here, because otherwise you're gonna get all tangled up with thread. And I'm gonna take a needle and add it to my tail end on the triple version, so I can show you on that side, so I can continue this the other way. Just threading the needle. And there we go, just going. When you want to thread the needle very quickly, when you're live on air, it never really works. Right, so I'm just going to grab a clasp for this. I like to match the clasps to the kind of the overall color of a bracelet, rather than just looking one bead in there. I think I could either go with a dark clasp or a rhodium color clasp. I think I'm going to go with a rhodium color clasp for this one. So we got 3 loops on these clasps. And even like, it doesn't really matter, like it could be a different sort of a wider bracelet or thinner bracelet. What you're looking for, what I like to do is just to pop down my clasp onto my mat next to my bracelet and just sort of push it up against it. So all I'm looking for here is where all those connections are gonna come in between our in between the seed beads and in between the loops as well. So I know I got 3 loops on here, and I got 3 ends of my rows there. So it's kind of gives you a really nice opportunity to what to do and how to sort of go about it. So I'm going to pick up a couple of seed beads. I'm going to go through the very last loop on the clasp. I'm going to turn this sort of this way so you can see it, and then I can stitch backwards and forwards. And I'm going to go back through the last seed bead I just added. Very easy, you can run down this way all the way, and then pick up another seed bead. And I'm just going to go through the next 2 seed beads between sort of the first row and the second row of herringbone there, and pull this up so our clasp, make sure it doesn't loop around your clasp. So now we are ready to add the next one. So once again, I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, go through the middle loop on my clasp, pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to come back through the last seed bead just added, pick up a single seed bead, and then go through the next 2 seed beads here. Finally, I would pick up another 2 seed beads again, go through the last loop on the clasp, come back through the very last seed bead here, pick up a single one, and exit out on these 2. So I have secured my loops to the end of my bracelet. However, like it's maybe just me, I don't kind of like to see the mechanics of a clasp, so I tend to cover up the loops on the clasp. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, this is going to be between row 1 and 2, just go through all of these SuperDuos to get back to the other side. So I'm going to circle back on myself. So once again, we'll be in the right direction. And there we go. And then as I'm at the end, I'm going to pick up a couple of seed beads just before I turn around. And I'm going to go into the 2 seed beads I added towards the clasp. I'm just hiding my thread path there. So now I want to add the I want to add a SuperDuo on the top. And we could add other beads as well if you wanted to, but I think it would look quite nice to have a SuperDuo. And I'm going to add the darkest color because that's kind of like in the middle. And then you can decide. So I'm going to take this down. You can decide if you want to add a couple of seed beads on the top, or you just want to see the SuperDuo itself. I'm going to pick up a couple of seed beads. I'm sorry, I'm going to step back because what I didn't do, once you come through that last seed beads, you need to come through the loop on the clasp as well. I thought I did, and then I just recognized when I picked up the SuperDuo and put it all the way down that it's not, I didn't go through the loop on the clasp. So now putting the SuperDuo on, picking up a couple of seed beads, going back to the other hole on the SuperDuo. So going back towards my bracelet, back towards my clasp, and I'm going to stitch down in the middle here through the middle loop. So this just going to make this SuperDuo sit really nicely on the top of my two loops there. Then I'm going to come through, I'm going to come through the seed bead, and I'm just going to weave my thread to the other side there. So by coming down here in the middle, following any thread paths I have created to get to the other side. Just going through these seed beads up to this loop. I'm going to take my needle through the seed bead, and I'm going to come through the very last loop as well. I'm going to pick up another SuperDuo and a couple of seed beads. I'm going to slide these down all the way, and then I'm going to come back to the free hole of the SuperDuo and once again stitch down in the middle loop on my clasp. So again, that is just going to sit right there, and now I am ready to go into this middle seed bead one more time, the first seed bead just after the loop, and all is left to do is to come to the side and add our side beads in. So I'm either way you could go left or right, it doesn't really matter because you're gonna go all the way around. So I'm just gonna come to a side, so I'm just following these threads here through the seed beads themselves. My the magnet in my clasp is pulling my needle. So I'm going to come through these seed beads on the side, and I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and go into the next cluster of 2, and 3 seed beads, next cluster of 2, all the way down on one side of my bracelet, and then I'm going to come back on the other side. And that is all you need to do to finish off your bracelet. You could do different decorations here at the end. I think the SuperDuo just like kind of like looked cute, and it covered up the loop on the clasp. And Lucy popped the link in there for us. Thank you very much. I'm going to try the tree one. Lucy's saying, posting she's doing. I'm getting several kits, so thank you very much. So if you're getting several kits, make sure you put MAR 23 at the checkout in the discount voucher box, because you get 25% off your order, and that is valid until Sunday. So you can have multiple orders if you want, but please remember, and Lucy just popped in that, please remember to put MAR 23 at the checkout so you get 25% off your order. We're doing this across the whole website because we want to celebrate our 3 years here on Facebook and bringing you all of these lives to you for the last 3 years. And I really enjoyed it. Like I first, I have to admit, I was really kind of scared, and I was like, I didn't know like how easy it's gonna be with technology, because you know me with technology. I mean, I proved myself right this morning going live with muted, but I think, and it is really, and can be quite stressful as well, because you kind of trying to look at the comments and demo and do all these different things at the same time. But I think my love for the craft and my love for sort of connecting with you and like-minded people and showing you things, and you've been so grateful, and I had so many lovely messages. It really melts my heart, and thank you so much for being there for me, I guess, for the last 3 years, and supporting me and coming and watching me all the time. I really appreciate it. So we have got 10 different colors in this range. This is the other triple one I did, and I'm just going to undo the clasp so I can lay it down here. So as you can see, you can do the blending in all sorts of different ways with this one. If you're not making a triple one, the kit as standard comes with the toggle clasp. You will be able to make 3 bracelets, 3 single ones. It's really up to you how you want to use your kit. But if you do want to do the triple one, add the little option in the kit itself, so you can you get the 3-loop clasp in the clasp, the 3-loop clasp in the kit as well. So just quickly, I'm going to bring all the colors in. Now, no SuperDuo is repeated in any of the kits. They all separate ones. So these are 30 new SuperDuo colors. We have a couple of them I think we had before. We never had this sort of, I love this metallic-y dusty finish so much. I think they are really beautiful colors in there, and I love the warmer colors with the cooler colors. And you can mix, like if I had the blues and, for example, these purples together, they would be like, they could be mixed even more together. So there is so much you can do out of your kit. Oh, Paul is saying, I love your lives. You are diligence and masteries. All the arts that share is lots of fun. Oh, thank you so much. That is so nice. Oh, Ruth is saying thank you for the wonderful lives as well. Thank you so much. Oh, you do amazing. I'll be the one hiding behind, helping, not in front of the camera. We love the lives. Phoenix Creation is saying, always here. You can't get rid of me, Lord. Oh, bless you. I'm so happy you're here, Lucy. And Lucy's one of our superhero, always helping out in the community. I couldn't do what I do without her either, and I couldn't do what I do without, you know, like all of you, and I got so many, like Brenda and Alison helped me to make up these samples. I couldn't do the live without them, because it would take me, like, you know, I could only do 1 live a month if I didn't have people to help me. So I have to thank you. I put down my success, not just, you know, it's not me, it's like it's collection of me and you together. Rachel is saying thank you as well. And Natalie, thank you as well. Bless her, she's so great. And Sarah, we had the 2 Sarahs before as well, doing lives for us. And who knows what the future brings. Who knows where we're going to end up and what we're going to do. But at the moment, we are committed to do the 3 lives going forward. Don't know for how long, we'll see. As long as we can. I guess as long as we can come up with new ideas and do all sorts of different things. So I really hope you enjoyed the live. Oh, thank you so much, Lucy. That's so much. You're going to bring tears to my eyes now. Thank you. I'm going to bring tears to my eyes now. I'm going to have to go. Right. Thank you very much to turning up. Don't forget MAR23 on the website. Get 25% off if you spend £50. It's across the whole website. Obviously, already discounted items are not included in there, but for everything else, you get the 25% off. Enjoy your week. I am hopping in the Bead Club, but I got Laura is teaching today. And I will be live tonight at 7 p.m. on my channel, which is Kitty Robinson Design. So come and check out. I'm not sure what I'm going to play with. I don't know. I got a couple of ideas. I think I will think about it this afternoon, and we see what we're going to end up playing with tonight. I love the sessions and Creation Station. One of my favorite things to do as well. Just sort of hang out and bead. Right. Thank you. Something to saying thank you, Kitty and Natalie, and all the helpers. Thank you so much. We have a lovely little community. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I think we couldn't do it without you. You are the main thing. You are the main driving force in this. We couldn't do it without you. All right, everybody, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week, and I will be back next week. Otherwise, tonight on Kitty Robinson Designs, or you can find me in the Bead Club. And Natalie's going to be with you on Friday. Have a beautiful week. See everybody. Bye, 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 bye.